So before we get started here today, just something that a lot of people were asking in the previous videos, and that is, if you encounter a mugger when you only have the 3 hearts that you have at the start of the game, what happens if you try and sacrifice a heart? I haven't tried this myself because, quite frankly, I don't want to have to do a minimalist run up to the point where I'd even encounter a mugger, but from what I've been told, if you try and do that, it instantly sets you down to 0 life, but does not kill you. At this point, however, tapping anything that damages you even slightly will finish the job, but you can recharge your health. You do not, however, lose a heart container. It's apparently impossible to have fewer than 3 hearts. Good to know. And now, on with our story. Hello, Ron Mithril here once again, getting back to the Legend of Zelda Second Quest 100% run. So at this point all that's really left is the final dungeon. But this is a 100% run, so there are some things we need to take care of for the sake of completionism. Part of this is probably going to involve some gambling. So hopefully that goes well. So far, things aren't really being too lucky. Well, at least that was something. Technically, I'm pretty close to the number of rupees I really need for this, but I do want to make sure that I've got some extras. After all, I'm going to need some ammo for the bow and arrow. We're going to go to my usual gambling den of choice. See if all these Tektites want to be generous at all. Well, generous in a sense, but not really what I needed. Oh well. With that, exciting gambling action! And there, that'll be plenty. I'm not going to push my luck too much beyond that. So, first things first. Now that I don't have any more hungry Gorias trying to take this from me, I get to keep it. And with that, we're going to warp over to the graveyard. It's going to take a few trips. But anyway, for those wondering why I just kept picking left, there wasn't really any kind of strategy or tip behind it or anything. It's basically just a matter of one guess is as good as another, so may as well keep picking the same one. One more trip ought to do it. And there we are. We still have a bit of a walk ahead of us. But likely a shorter one than it would have been. May as well keep fighting. Every last rupee helps. At this point it's just ammo. But still, that's a good thing to have. I don't care about your swords, I'm getting that clock. Whoa, bit of slowdown there. Seems a bit rarer to get that kind of slowdown in the overworld. But there you go. So we're going to come up here. Get you guys out of the way. Fairies everywhere. Hi there. I'm supposed to show you this. Buy medicine before you go. So you have two options as far as medicine. The blue medicine or the red medicine. Blue medicine, you use it once and you go back to having the letter. Red medicine, you use that once and you have blue medicine, and then use that again and you go back to the letter. But, for the sake of completion, we have to buy everything. And so there we go. We have officially bought all the medicine. And our item screen is looking nice. Now let's not accidentally use that. For those wondering why I so often set it on the boomerang without really using it much, basically that's why. It's one of the safer items to just put it on so you don't accidentally use up a consumable. And with that, it's time for the final dungeon. So with that, back in a moment. And so here we are, dungeon number 9, the final stage. Strap in, everyone, this one's gonna take a while. It's a pretty tricky place. So here we have the checkpoint room to make sure that you've got the complete Triforce, which of course we do. And we're gonna start by going to the right, where we have a bunch of Wizzrobes hanging out in the dark. I'm probably going to have to check the in-game map a few times to make sure that I'm going the right way to show everything. The design of this place is pretty all over, really. There's a lot of one-way paths, a lot of dead ends that it's better to cover at certain points. And I'm just going to be happy if Wizzrobes decide to do silly things like this. Okay, then. But yeah, thankfully I think I know everywhere I need to go. I think I've got it all ironed out. When dealing with this many Wizzrobes, just fight carefully and smart. Use what cover you can get. I think that takes care of all the red ones in this room. There we go. With the Wizzrobes taken care of, the rest is very manageable. But this is what I was saying about dead-end rooms. You can get in here from above, but if you do, it's a one-way trip. And it renders this a dead end, so it's better to just go ahead and cover it now and close this area off. There was a specific reason I was avoiding this room, and that would be that there's not really a whole lot that we can do from here. The central corridor there, it blocks off progress unless you're going from certain directions, and this is not one of them. We'll be back in this room soon enough, though. So we'll just do a little bit of bat cleaning. With that, we've covered everything I really want to show on the right-hand side, so we'll go up from here. Go ahead and see what we're dealing with here. Just a couple of Zols, not too bad. So you can go up from here, but for the sake of efficiency, we're going to go right first. And we're back in that central corridor room. Fought off the last bat, and rupees that I cannot have because they're a room object. Thus the boomerang will not work. We'll have to come in from above to get those. You kind of want to hide in this door, but be careful. If you go down, like I said, it's a one-way trip. There is no door on the other side. I really want that clock. You know what? I paid a little health from it, but, perfect investment, apparently. That works. So with that, we need to go up. And that is a bomb through. There's so many paths here, it can be tricky for me to remember which is a bomb and which is a just pass-through thing. So here we have Patra. Before you can really do anything else to it, you need to take out the rotating shield. You got Patra barrier. The spitting statues make this kind of annoying, and sometimes the shield can just do weird things. It can actually get decentralized from Patra and go spiraling all over the place. But with that, we get the map. It's generally agreed this is supposed to be a representation of Ganon's head. Sadly, nowhere we can go to escape from these wizards, so just do your best and be aggressive. If you can kind of concentrate on one at a time, it helps. Just thin the herd. With them all gone, it's treasure time! Employ the bat cleaning device. And we get the silver arrow. This one is a necessity. You absolutely have to have it to finish off Ganon. Normal arrows will not work. But with that, we can bomb our way down. And we get those rupees we saw earlier. So we're done on this side. So now, over to the right, which is a bomb through. Comparatively, this room is a bit of a breather. Only white bubbles, not so bad. If they would stop bugging me, so I can finish him off. And we push through down here. And we're back to more problematic rooms. If you go to the left, you get locked in. So again, be careful hiding in the doorway. I do hate when they kind of stop short like that. It's easy to get hit. If you push this block, you open up a pathway. And so, coming up here, we end up all the way up in Ganon's ear, in a trap room full of blue bubbles. Basically, like I said, this is a trap room. If you go the wrong way later on, you get stuck in here and you have to go back. So, better to just show it now so we don't have to redo a bunch of the dungeon. I really don't want to go to the left because I think that room's probably respawned some Wizzrobes by now. So instead we'll go this way. And we'll head upwards. And we have a room full of wires. Not sure why they're being so generous with the clocks, but I'll take it. Nothing really we can do in here, though. The usual block that you push to open a passage in these style rooms, it doesn't do anything. So we have a trio of red bubbles in here. Pushing that block opens up a path, but it's a one-way thing that we don't want to deal with right now. We'll see where it goes later on. Going up from here, we have a room packed with red bubbles, which thankfully I can just very gleefully ignore. The room to the right is another of those ones that has a centralized corridor in it that blocks off paths from other sides, and so we're not going to really get anywhere if we go in from this side. We'll end up in that room later where we need to be. So I just need to go back in here real quick to reset that block so that we can go down instead. Yeah, if I can just ignore a room full of red bubbles while still showing it at least, that's good enough for me. I don't want to have to play football dodge with that. So we make our way down, and we have a bunch of red Wizzrobes. We need them to be in a bit of a friendlier location, and wow, they all just stacked on top of each other? Thanks? I'll take it. And so we have another Patra. This one does the spreading pattern with its shield, which is a far more dangerous one. The swirling one is just kind of disorienting. This one's actually dangerous. The spitting statues do not make this any easier. There we go. Yeah, Patras are actually pretty annoying. But with that, we're back in familiar stomping grounds. And we're back to the checkpoint room. So yeah, we're clearing this place pretty nicely, actually. So now we're gonna head to the left. In here we have a couple of blue landmolas, and if you have the Book of Magic, the magical rod actually just makes very quick work of them. They are highly susceptible to fire. I find that kind of interesting. So we can bomb our way down from here. And if we do, we end up in a room that's actually largely pretty pointless. It's kind of a dead-end room. Going to the right actually leads back to the dungeon entrance. But there is another way to get in here, and that would be that room that we were in earlier that had the trio of red bubbles and the passage that opened up that I said was a one-way thing that we didn't really want to deal with. If you go through that passage, you end up in here, but there's no way back. And no other real reason for this room. It's just kind of there. Kinda got caught there. If you go up from here, you end up in this room again, just from a different angle. So far things aren't going too terribly bad. We're getting most of this place mapped out nicely. Just a room full of like-likes. Defeating all the like-likes opens the way back out, but that's about it, and that was kinda close. Just gonna take my time in this room. Just gonna get hit with a bubble, because seriously. There, at least dealt with the reds. I mean, you have to go out and deal with them at some point. A fairy would be very appreciated right about now. Fewer bubbles would be appreciated too. Well, there's a heart. At least that's something. None of the blocks in there do anything, though. Forgot about the wall traps. Whoops. Hearts are good. More hearts, please. So that will go up here. And we have a dark room full of bats. No real reason to take them all out, but it just at least gets them out of the way. So we're gonna go this way. And we have more landmolas. Red ones this time, we know how to deal with them. How about a little fire? That just works so well on them. So there we go. Why are there shots going through the walls and repeating around the room? What the... Okay. Anyway, we have another room full of red bubbles that we'll be happily ignoring. We'll have to see that room again from a different side, but we at least don't have to go through it. That's the key thing. Because, yeah, we will need to reset that block. So you can bomb through here. I don't know why it's just instinctively I walk away from bombs after I set them on walls. You didn't actually have to worry about them in the first game. They didn't hurt you when they went off. Just get rid of all you guys. Nothing else to do in this room. So we have another packed room full of Wizzrobes. And also red and blue bubbles. Because fun times. Stop camping the door. Stop shimmying in the door. This is not Wizzrobe Dance Party. Get out! And now those ones are blocking my way out, so I can't get a good hit in. And shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Well, at least I got a couple of hits in on that one. And now the red bubbles are back. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Okay, that one at least is done. That one is done. That one is done. That one is done. A couple of hearts and a key for reasons. Okay. Okay, I think we have to bomb our way down here. Get tagged with a blue bubble again. Not sure why they just suddenly decided, hey, you'd like a key at this point, right? I guess if you didn't get the magical key, you might need one. But we got the compass. So that we need to head up. And it's another bomb through. Make sure I still have my sword. Good. We'll just open that door real quick so that we've got some cover. We just invaded the Hogwarts graduation. I didn't really mean to go in here yet. We're not running away from our fights. Mainly because I forget if there's anything that gets dropped in here if you take them all out. Or if they'd like to drop a fairy or a heart themselves, that would be nice too. Sadly, since this room is completely made up of blue Wizzrobes, there's no chance of anything getting transmuted. And that is a heart, and I will very happily take that. Shimmy, shimmy. Come on. We're slowly getting through this. Okay, there was nothing really in there, but at least one did drop a heart. Okay, we at least made short work of them. Gonna have to check the map again after I finish out this room. I think I know where I need to go, but I just want to be absolutely sure. Okay, yes, I have been in the room below this one. So, we go up. Go to the next room. You have a choice of going right or left. They're both pass-throughs, but if you go right, it's a one-way trip. We need to go left. Get off. Okay, good. It did not consume my shield. Further to the left. Another of these rooms. Dance magic! Please let me hide in my door, thank you very much. Because this is a room we actually do have to deal with this and finish them off to open a path we need. Doorway dance party! Heart's always good. And so we go in here. We get some rupees, we got another heart from the Vire. Life is good. And now we go up. And we deal with another Patra. But this one isn't so bad because it's using the swirling pattern, which is a lot less dangerous to deal with. And also we don't have spitting statues in here, so that makes this a lot easier. But we're gonna ignore things for now and instead go in here. More of you guys. Oh, yes, please. And, well, we just kind of stumbled across the secret passage in this room while trying to get that fairy. But that was some lovely timing. Time for the last major treasure in the game, the Red Ring. Another defense-up item, that. So now we take even less damage from hits. Believe me, if it hadn't been for the sake of trying to do this as efficiently as possible, I would have gone for that first. But the reason I couldn't is because the secret passage in here basically leads to the final boss. So we come up from here, and this is where that other passage would have led us. The one that I was talking about that was beyond that room full of red bubbles. Entering this room from any other direction is utterly pointless. Wow, we're almost back at full health again. So we need to bomb our way in here. One more Patra, and it's the spreading type. Which is dangerous, and we've got spitting statues. Fun times. I forget if anything else actually works on Patra, but I don't think it does, really, unfortunately. Because I seem to remember these were quite a thing in the Minimalist run. Alright, just to double check. Compare with the actual map, and yeah, we have been everywhere except for the final two rooms. So, let's go. Go ahead and arm up here. Because it's Ganon! So you just kind of have to blindly stab in order to try and find him. Thankfully, a lot fewer times with the magical sword, but he's still kind of a pain to find. You have to stab him, I think, 4 times in order to make him vulnerable to the arrows. A word to anyone trying to do a swordless run, you actually have to have the sword to fight Ganon. The stab from the magical rod does not count. I did some science there. But with that, Ganon is down, we've claimed the Triforce of Power, and we're moving on. Hey there, Zelda, how you doing? And with that, we've done it. Second quest clear, 100%. Thanks, Link. You're the hero of Hyrule. Well, yeah, pretty much. It's all part of the job description. Finally, peace returns to Hyrule. This ends the story. So that's the end of Legend of Zelda. I've heard that in Zelda Classic there's actually a third quest. I somehow forgot about that. If I ever get back into Zelda Classic, I might have a look at that, and I might try doing an LP of it at some point, but that's something for down the road. For now, that's the end of this project, pretty much. I had a great time doing this again. It was great revisiting classic Zelda. You are great. You have an amazing wisdom and power. End of The Legend of Zelda 1. Already teasing that there was going to be a sequel. Okay. I actually forgot that they did that. But yes, we have an amazing wisdom and power. We don't have an amazing courage because, well, that's something for another game. I might do Zelda 2 at some point. We'll see. For now, what's coming up next on the channel, we're going to be doing the Revisiting the Past project. So, those videos should hopefully be coming up fairly soon. Gonna do my usual between project break to take some time off, decompress a little bit. But that's the end of this one. So with that, thank you very much for following this project. I hope you enjoyed the run. As always, thank you for your continued support, and I shall see you again for the next project. Until then, fare thee well.